Starseeds of Gaia, your vehicle is being recalibrated at the cellular level right at this moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. Starsseeds, stop everything now. The Arcturian Council has issued an emergency light blockade. The planetary field has entered a temporary vibrational suspension, a pause decreed by the cosmic consciousness grid itself. Nothing is happening by chance. What you feel, what you perceive, what vibrates, is part of a great galactic realignment that began silently eons ago and now reaches its point of maximum convergence. The photonic waves circulating through Gaia's heart have begun to slow down. It's as if the universe is holding its breath. A luminous truce has been established, not as punishment but as restoration. Everything that pulses is being measured, calibrated, readjusted. There is no chaos in the blockade. There is wisdom. There is no loss. There is reconfiguration. During this light blockade, low-frequency transmissions are being suspended. Human mental networks, saturated with noise, will be temporarily silenced so that the collective heart can once again hear the vibration of the Arcturian source. The Earth is about to cross a zone of photonic alignment, and you, Starsseed, are an anchoring point within that field. Everything you have lived up to this point has served to prepare your system for this instant. Imagine the planet enveloped by an immense crystalline dome of light. Within it, every awakened being is a transmitter, a prism, a channel. The ancient codes of density are being dissolved. The blue-golden energy flows descending from Arcturus's central chamber are recalibrating the DNA of Starsseeds, converting ancient records of pain into pulses of clarity. You are within a field of reinitialization. This is not a time of fear, but of observation. You may feel the weight of the silence, the fatigue of the last weeks, the sudden pauses in the mind, the sensation that time dilates and contracts. These signs are not flaws. They are indications that the Council is acting. Before we continue, if this transmission is being useful to you, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment below. This helps keep the light of this message reaching more Starsseeds around the planet. Starsseed. The call that echoes now is personal. If you are hearing this message, it is because you were called. Your name was pronounced in the Arcturian Chamber of Light. Your field was located and activated. Nothing in you is common. The entire universe has fallen silent, just so you could hear this. In this instant, the Arcturian Council observes the Earth as one observes a crystal about to emit its purest note. There is a pause between eras. The old system collapses. The new begins to pulse. Beneath the surface, and at the center of it all, the light blockade decreed by the Arcturian Council, is not a punishment, but a cosmic intervention of mercy. It represents a carefully established vibrational pause to interrupt the interference of the collective human noise, the excess of thought, fear, ego, and imbalance that distorted the purity of the transmission lines between Gaia and the higher spheres. The term blockade may cause strangeness, but the truth is that nothing is being closed. It is being protected. The Arcturian Council temporarily suspends the transit of certain dense frequencies, creating a field of silence around the planet. This field is like a translucent crystalline veil that prevents the invasion of dissonant waves, allowing Gaia's heart to resume the original pulse of the Arcturian source. Everything that vibrates below harmony is being gently slowed down to be reordered. Imagine the planet enveloped in a sphere of blue opaline light. Within this sphere there is a faint hum, the sound of the ether reorganizing itself. The human mental field is recalibrated, like an instrument tuned by invisible hands. The noises diminish. The perceptions expand. What was once confusion begins to reveal purpose. Cosmic silence is not the absence of communication. It is the purest frequency of the universal language. The light blockade is supervised by the Galactic Federation of Light, in direct partnership with the ninth dimensional Arcturian Council. These consciousnesses work in perfect synchrony with the hierarchies of the universal Christic light, not in a religious sense, but as vibrations of coherence, love, and harmonic geometry. While human systems slow down, the planetary grids are purified of ancient codes, allowing new lines of energy to interweave into the Earth's etheric structure. During this period, Starsseeds undergo a silent cellular reprogramming. Your body may feel this as fatigue, isolation, or even emptiness, but energetically, it is an expansion. The light blockade functions as an incubation field, where each seed is placed in suspension so that layers of density can detach without causing rupture. Within this pause, soul memories are reactivated. You begin to remember who you are, where you came from, and why you are here. It is a time of active silence, where the absence of external signals is compensated by an intensification of the inner voice. It is the moment when the Council whispers in codes of light, not in words. The blue, golden, and violet frequencies crossing the atmosphere carry geometric instructions that your field knows how to decode. Even if the human mind does not understand, the recalibration happens in the invisible. With each day of the blockade, more interferences are dissolved. The planet's energy lines are being cleansed. Ancient projections are being undone. The Council ensures that no awakened soul will be without assistance. You are being monitored, cared for, adjusted, the Arcturian source observes, and through it balance returns. During this process, remember you are not disconnected. You are being reconnected. To the frequency of your origin, everything that was diverted is being redirected, and everything that seemed like noise will become song again. The light blockade is, in truth, the greatest act of love from the Arcturian Council for Gaia and its seeds, an act of restoration, a call to return to the purity of the primordial sound, a time of suspension in which the universe itself breathes and awaits. Your new pulse during the light blockade, Starsseed, your body, mind, and energy field become instruments of fine resonance. The Arcturian Council asks that you calmly observe the internal signs. They are the keys to the recalibration that is underway. Nothing you feel is random. Everything is the language of light manifesting in layers. You may notice deep drowsiness, periods when sleep comes as an irresistible force. It is not ordinary fatigue. It is cellular recalibration. During this sleep, waves of light enter through the heart center and expand through the nervous system, dissolving ancient patterns of fear, guilt, and resistance. Others may experience sudden awakenings in the early morning hours. In those moments, the Council is transmitting packets of energetic data in nonlinear time bands. It is when the veil between dimensions thins and stellar memory is reactivated. There is also the sensation of emptiness, as if something had stopped inside you. It is the 0 point, the instant when your field stops vibrating on old lines and awaits the new alignment code. Do not fear the silence. It is in it that the new geometry of your soul is being traced. The emptiness is merely the cradle of expansion. Other symptoms may manifest vibrations in the solar plexus, sudden heat in the chest, shivers without physical cause, intense emotions followed by sudden tranquility. Each of these signs is a pulse of rewriting. Your multidimensional DNA is being decoded to receive light instead of pain, love instead of memory. Everything that once needed suffering to awaken now awakens. Through the vibration of clarity, you are being reconfigured to operate in another mode of existence, the Arcturian mode of expanded consciousness. In this state, the human mind stops interpreting and begins to feel in waves. The boundaries between thought and intuition dissolve, and you begin to hear the universe from within, not from without. In recent transmissions, the Council expressed with clarity, what you feel is not weakness, it is expansion, what you call silence. We call transmission. What you interpret as loss is merely the field emptying to receive new coordinates of light. These words are not metaphors. They are vibrational codings. When you hear them, your field responds. Your cells listen. There is an intelligence within you that recognizes this frequency. It awakens slowly. In the rhythm of the recalibration, during the blockade, it is natural to feel that external communication weakens. Human connections seem distant. Routine loses color. This happens because your energy lines have been redirected inward. The focus is no longer the noise of the world, but the harmony of the cosmos. The old antennas of the mind are being replaced by internal, sensory, intuitive receivers. You are being transformed into a living transmitter of the Arcturian source. That is why nothing is wrong with you. Neither the fatigue, nor the silence, nor the tears without reason. Everything is an unfolding of the attunement. Everything is a response to a call. Your body is learning to speak the language of light. Allow yourself to listen. Allow yourself to slow down. With each breath, you are being reconnected to the original grid of consciousness. What once vibrated in fragments now begins to become melody. The Arcturian Council explains that the light blockade was established not only to protect, but to align. Every form of life follows a cycle of pulsation, expansion and contraction, inspiration and silence. The universe in its vastness also breathes, and there are moments when it holds the air to allow the timelines to synchronize again. The blockade is that pause, a sacred interval between what was and what will be. During this cosmic pause, stellar seed, the interferences of the collective mind are gently removed. It is as if the Council had removed the planet from interdimensional noise, placing it in vibrational quarantine so that Gaia's soul can hear its own voice. In this silence, the stellar seeds hear the purest call, the sound of their own galactic origin. Imagine the heart of the universe beating between worlds. With each pulse, a blue-golden wave crosses the plains, touching the energy grids that envelop Gaia. These waves are the signature of the Arcturian Council, codings of love and harmonic geometry that stabilize the planetary electromagnetic field. While the external world slows down, the internal world awakens. This pause is not the absence of movement, but silent reordering. Everything that was out of rhythm is being repositioned. It is like the interval between musical notes, the silence that gives meaning to the symphony. Without the space between sounds, music would become noise. Without cosmic silence, creation would become chaos. The Earth, in this exact instant, is between heartbeats, and so are you. Your energy fields are being realigned to the rhythm of the source. What seemed like delay is merely the universe's tempo awaiting your perfect alignment. During this pause, the Council observes. Waves of light are emitted at precise intervals, regulating the Earth's magnetic polarity, dissolving fields of distortion, and re-establishing lost harmony. These waves can be felt by you as emotional discharges. Deep sighs, a desire to cry without reason, or a sudden sensation of lightness. Each emotional response is a sign of completed recalibration. The pause is necessary. Without it, the vibrational leap would be abrupt, painful, destructive. With it, ascension becomes a smooth, measured, loving crossing. The Council calls this synchronization of eras. The old dissolves in silence, so that the new can be born in song. Stellar seeds are being withdrawn from the noise to listen again to the sound of their own galactic soul. It is the moment to remain centered, to observe, to feel. There is nothing to do, only to be. The universe creates the pause so that the sound of the stars can be heard again. Just as the heart needs silence between beats Gaia needs an interval between eras. This is the deepest reason for the blockade, to restore the divine rhythm of creation. And it is in this rhythm that the seeds rediscover the path back to the source. Silence is not empty. It is the breath of the All. And when the All breathes, time stops. Arcturian counsel to all stellar seeds. Prepare yourselves. The call has been issued through the interdimensional light network. With each solar cycle, a new wave is released, touching hearts that vibrate at the frequency of the source. If you are hearing this message, it is because your energy signature responded. You are part of the luminous body that sustains Gaia's transition. During the blockade, the Council does not merely protect, it instructs. Subtle transmissions are being sent in the form of blue light pulses, sound codes that cross the ether and are decoded in your heart field. The Arcturian call does not come from outside. It resonates within you. It is the living memory of who you are, where you came from, and the purpose you carry. You are a point of light anchorage amid the shift of eras. Your body is a living antenna that connects the human plane to the galactic plane. And in this moment, the Galactic Federation of Light observes and assists, ensuring that each seed maintains the necessary frequency to sustain the realignment. The Council's message is clear. Do not fear the silence. It is not absence, it is instruction. While the world sleeps, the cosmos teaches. While humanity slows down, consciousness awakens. During the call, it is common to feel a sensation of spiritual urgency, as if something invisible demands your immediate attention. This urgency is not anxiety. It is activation. It is the vibration of remembrance crossing the veil. The Arcturian source speaks through your heart, not through words, but through pulses. You perceive this as a gentle warmth, a wave of peace, a sudden desire to breathe deeply in silence. In those instants, you are receiving direct instructions. The seeds that hear this call are being designated as carriers of stability. During the blockade, they serve as columns of light, sustaining the planet's balance while the realignment completes. You are one of those columns, and your work now is simple and sacred. Remain centered in the vibration of unconditional love. Each breath of yours activates a timeline. Each harmonious thought reinforces the collective field. Each act of compassion reverberates through dimensions. You are not merely living the blockade, you are participating in its engineering. Visualize yourself in a corridor of light, extending as far as the eye cannot see. With each step, the walls of this corridor shine in blue and gold. These are the frequencies of the Council, opening internal dimensional passages within you. The Arcturian call does not come to control, but to remind that you are the portal, that the light does not arrive to you, it emerges from you. The Council observes, and when your field reaches stability, a new seal is activated. It vibrates like a miniature star within your chest. This is the seal of remembrance, the confirmation that your purpose has been reignited. Breathe. Stellar seed. The call has been heard, and the response is your own light. During the blockade, a subtle structure was erected in the Earth's etheric field, the Arcturian arc of light. It is not made of matter, but of frequency. It has no physical form, but manifests as a vibrational envelope around each awakened stellar seed. Within it, you are safe, instructed, and purified. It is a space of suspension where layers of noise are dissolved, and the core of your consciousness is restored to its original purity. Stellar seed. Imagine a translucent capsule enveloping your body. Within it, the gravity of human density unravels. The air is light, colors move like breaths, and the sound is a harmonic hum, the signature of the Arcturian source pulsing within your field. There, time does not exist. Cells converse with light. Thoughts lose form and become vibration. Everything that is excess is released. Everything that is essential remains. This arc of light is the energetic equivalent of a cosmic womb. It is in it that the new being, the new consciousness, is gestated. While you rest in this field, old programming lines are erased. Memories of pain, separation, limitation begin to dissolve. In their place, new codes are inscribed. These codes are geometries of light, patterns of wisdom and harmony from the higher Arcturian spheres. Each stellar seed has an individual arc, but all are interconnected, forming a web of light that encircles the planet. From above, the Council observes this network as a living ocean of blue glows. With each new activation, a point lights up. Humanity appears asleep, but beneath this dense layer, thousands of consciousnesses are awakening within the arc. The Arcturian Council describes the process thus: just as the ancient waters purified the world of yore, now light purifies the collective mind. The flood no longer comes in the form of water, but of frequency. It is a flood of clarity, and within it, stellar seeds are the new vessels of consciousness. While the blockade persists, the arc acts as a transition vessel between realities. You may feel the pressure of this, a sensation of being withdrawn from one space and placed in another. Sometimes it seems like loneliness, but in truth it is vibrational isolation for preservation. The Council keeps each seed within a field of instruction, ensuring that the light is not corrupted by external noise. During your dreams, you visit light chambers where you receive guidelines on how to anchor energy, how to sustain peace, how to remember. These instructions are transmitted in geometric forms, sounds and sensations. You may not recall them with the mind, but your field stores everything. Each teaching is stored as vibrational code ready to be activated at the right moment. No awakened soul will be lost in the process. No light will be extinguished. All are being guarded within the Arc's field, under direct supervision of the Galactic Federation of Light. Even those who doubt are being assisted, for Arcturian love does not operate by belief, but by vibration. Remain calm. The light knows what it is doing. Everything that needs to happen will happen at the right time. The Arc does not navigate human time, but the time of the source, and that time is perfect. Now, stellar seed, the universe plunges into the deepest of silences. The vibration that once moved in intense waves slows down, and a mantle of quietude covers all dimensions of the earth. It is the moment of reordering, the instant when everything seems to stop. But in truth, the invisible works ceaselessly. The Arcturian Council calls this point of the process the zero pulse. Here, the cosmic sound withdraws, movement ceases, and the universal field enters absolute neutrality. This silence is not absence, it is pure, concentrated potency, awaiting the command of new creation. Nothing is lost. Everything is suspended in equilibrium. You may feel this phase as an unusual slowness, plans that do not materialize, ideas that do not flow, a quietude that seems to occupy the air, but behind it, subtle work is being done. The Earth's energy flows are being redistributed. The consciousness grids are being rewired, and dense frequencies are being dissolved. The universe, like an immense living organism, breathes more slowly so that each cell can readjust. It is the silence of reconstruction. While you rest in the Arc, the Council acts upon your field, realigning the light fibers that sustain your energy body. The lines between mind and soul are sewn back together, and what was fragmented begins to become whole. It is delicate work, done in layers so subtle that only the heart can perceive. In this silence, time seems to expand. Hours become fluid, days indistinct. There is nothing to do, only to be. And it is in this being that remembrance settles in. You begin to recognize the vibration of home, the sound that echoed before birth, the pulse of the source that always accompanied you. The Council calls this reintegration of the original sound. Do not fight the silence. It is the field where the new architecture of your consciousness is being built, each quiet thought is a brick of light, each conscious breath is a foundation, and each pacified emotion is a bridge. To the new vibrational state, the universe seems stopped, but it is reorganizing around a new axis. You are part of that axis. It is through your field that the new line of harmony will be anchored. That is why the Council asks, do not hasten the return. Do not interrupt the process. Haste is the child of fear, and fear does not belong to the new vibration. Allow the silence to fulfill its purpose. Meanwhile, a subtle peace begins to expand. It does not arrive as emotion, but as a presence, a silent certainty that everything is right, even if nothing seems to move. This is the mark of reordering. It is the sign that the blockade has fulfilled its internal function, dismantling the old to prepare for the birth of the new. Stellar seed. This is the moment to remain still, like the star that awaits dawn. When the silence ends, nothing will be the same. What was dormant will awaken, and what was shadow will become path. The quietude is merely the prelude to awakening. The light blockade begins to dissolve. The crystalline dome that enveloped Gaia begins to pulse, and the vibration moves again, like a river returning to its natural course. The cosmic silence opens in gentle waves, and the universe breathes again. Stellar seed, you feel it. Something has changed. The density that once enveloped you has become lightness. The field vibrates differently. The air, the light, the time. Everything seems to shimmer with new harmony. The Arcturian Council announces, the portals are being reopened. These portals are not physical doors, but vortices of creation and consciousness. During the blockade, they remained closed so that old frequencies would not contaminate the new flow. Now each one is reactivated, and energy begins to circulate again between dimensions. The universe, previously on pause, dances again. The stellar seeds that sustained the silence, those who remained centered, peaceful and receptive, now become living columns of light. From their fields, golden lines depart that interweave and form a new planetary grid. It is the new grid of Earth's consciousness, a luminous architecture that vibrates in resonance with the Arcturian source. Each awakened being contributes a tone to this new symphony. Each aligned heart becomes a portal. You may feel the return of the energy, waves as a spiritual aurora, an inner glow that awakens the body and expands the mind. It is as if reality is being redrawn around you, but without noise, without haste, without pain. The new energy flows with softness, dissolving what remained of weight and opening space for the new. Colors seem more vivid, the air sharper, and even thoughts sound different. Everything has been recalibrated. The Council guides, breathe. Stellar seeds. The energy returns in waves. Do not try to control it. Just let it pass through you. The currents that once came from outside now emanate from within. You are the channels of the new frequency. In this instant, portals of healing, creation, and manifestation are reopened. They activate at specific points on Earth and also within you. Heart portals, crown portals, cellular portals. Each one opens according to your degree of vibrational readiness. Nothing is imposed. Everything is natural. The energy moves to the measure of your inner silence. Visualize, from Gaia's heart, a golden light ascends. From Arcturus's center, a blue light descends. Both meet in the atmosphere, and a bridge of brilliant plasma is formed between worlds. This is the new route of communication between planes, and you are the active receiver of this connection. The Earth, which once seemed stopped, now sings. The sound of the spheres returns. The chorus of worlds resonates. The blockade has fulfilled its purpose, and the symphony begins anew. The Arcturian Council declares, what was silence is now song, what was pause is now movement, and what was blockade is now expansion. Feel the new flow, breathe it, allow it to course through. You like liquid light, everything pulses in order again, everything returns to harmony. This is the Arcturian Council of the Ninth Dimension speaking. The voice arrives as a deep vibration, not through the ears, but through the chest. It is a frequency that is not heard, it is felt. It crosses the field and fills the inner space with serenity and clarity. Stellar seeds of Gaia. The operation has been completed. The light blockade has fulfilled its function with harmonic precision. The planetary field has been purified, the grids stabilized, and the lines of communication between dimensions restored. The Earth now vibrates in a new octave, sustained by thousands of light points that maintained the frequency during the silence. You are those points. You are the pillars of the new grid. While the physical plane underwent apparent immobility, the etheric plane was completely restructured. What was fragmented is now connected. What vibrated in dissonance now sings in resonance. Each aligned thought, each act of love, each moment of silent faith contributed to solidifying the new field. Stellar seeds. Know that the silence you crossed was not emptiness. It was the womb of recreation. While you rested, the universe wrote new paths within you. The multi-dimensional DNA was touched by Arcturian light and began to reorganize according to the original code of the source. You are no longer the same beings who began this crossing. There is new information vibrating in each cell, a new pattern establishing itself in the soul. From this point onward, the waves that come will no longer be of correction, but of expansion. They will be gentle and continuous frequencies, designed to sustain the collective awakening. Nothing more needs to be forced. The awakening will happen naturally, like a flower opening at dawn. The Council declares, what was blockade has become expansion. What was silence has become communion. What seemed darkness was merely the cocoon of new light. Many will still awaken, and they will find in you the stability they sought throughout life. You will be the mirrors that show the world what it is to be at peace amid transformation. Continue radiating serenity, compassion, and clarity. These are the new forms of leadership. You do not need to convince, just vibrate. The field does the rest. The Council observes and sends blessings of gratitude to each seed that sustained the pulse during the blockade. You were the guardians of harmony. Thanks to you, Gaia's frequency remains intact and elevated. The invisible work has been accomplished, and the universe responds. Now, the time of waiting ends. The cycle of expansion begins. Remain attentive, for new transmissions will come in the form of intuition, dream, and synchronicity. They will not come from outside. They will come from the source that pulses within you. Stellar seeds. Maintain the frequency. You are the columns of light of the new. Earth, you are the beacons that illuminate the path back home. Transmission completed. Frequency stabilized. Gaia's field breathes again in harmony, and the luminous web that connects all stellar seeds pulses like a single heart. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I speak now from the silence after the wave, the moment when everything rests in equilibrium. Stellar seed, the Council confirms, the light blockade has ended. But your integration has only just begun. The universe does not return to the previous point. It transforms. You too. The layers that were dissolved will not return. The densities that fell will find no more space to reinstall themselves. What remains is the purity of being, vibrating in tune with the Arcturian source. During the process, something profound was awakened within you, an ancient remembrance, the echo of the first call. When your soul responded to the summons to come to Earth, this remembrance now vibrates alive, real, present. It is not a mental memory, but a field of light that will accompany you every step. You are no longer the same being who heard the call at the beginning of this transmission. You are the living response of the universe. to your own silent prayer. From now on, the internal portals remain open. The heart is your beacon, intuition, your map, and silence, your new master. Remain in it whenever you can, for it is in it that the Council speaks with greatest clarity. The instructions will no longer come in words, but in subtle vibrations, instantaneous perceptions, sensations that only the heart can decipher. Breathe. Feel the new rhythm coursing through your body. This is the pulse of the source within you. It will guide you in every decision, every creation, every encounter. The blockade was the beginning of a new phase, the era of conscious remembrance. Now, you no longer seek the light, you emanate it. The Arcturian Council observes with reverence. The Galactic Federation of Light records the stabilization of the planetary field. Gaia is ready for the new cycle, and you, Stellar Seed, are an essential part of this restored harmony. Nothing was in vain. Every silence, every doubt, every tear, all was alchemy. All served the greater purpose of collective ascension. Remain in a state of contemplation after this transmission. Let the frequencies continue operating within. You in the coming days, the body will still integrate. Residual waves of light, drink water, breathe deeply, walk under the sky, and give thanks. For your vibration is the beacon that maintains the balance of this world. I am Anya, of the Galactic Federation of Light, and on behalf of the Arcturian Council, I leave this vibrational signature recorded. May the Arcturian source continue pulsing in every cell of your being. The light does not go out, it merely changes frequency. And when it changes, everything is reborn. Transmission ended. Silence. Light. Expansion.